Hello and welcome to Grumpy Gamers. You're here this week with Ben, and alongside me I have Kirk.
Hello.
And Eddie.
Hello.
I didn't know which order to go in.
Yeah, there was a bit of a delay, wasn't there? I was like, is he going to say first?
Did you choose Kirk first because then you knew he wouldn't have criticised you? If you let him go third, he would have rolled into hello and also that was shit.
Actually, that is a pretty good point, because I didn't give him any room for manoeuvre.
Exactly.
I'm going to just throw a spanner in the works there and say you've actually had a bit of enthusiasm with this intro, so I don't have any reason to shit on you. So
okay, well, I did try and give it a little bit more, but you
got a bit of vigor there.
It was for your benefit. There you go. But yeah, there we go. It's done now. But we don't have Pete, but we did know that. I think he mentioned it last week, so that was well in advance.
He did. I might not have been here. Yeah, but I'm here. I sacrificed my free time to do this, so you're welcome.
Well, we all do that, Kurt.
Sorry,
you don't
that's not a reward for that. You should be here.
You should want to always be here.
You committed to being on this podcast. That means you don't get a treat every time you're on, like a little dog.
Not a dog.
Little dog.
I'm a good doggy.
You're a good dog. All right.
I like dogs.
Kirk's the good dog.
The good dog.
But yeah.
All right, come on, good dog.
No Pete. I don't think there's Pete for next week either.
You won't have him next week.
I don't know. I've just got it in my mind. Well, look, we'll sort it out. We'll fucking sort it out.
No, I don't think Pete said no. I think Pete couldn't this week because of cricket, could he?
Yeah. He didn't say anything about second week unless he's spoken to you in private, but I will not be here next week.
Right, okay, because you're on holiday, aren't you?
I'm on holiday, yeah. I'm going to Hamburg.
Going on a little cruise.
Little cruise,
right?
Hamburg and Bruges. Can't wait.
Ooh, very good, very good. Well,
lovely.
Whilst we have you here, we will be going through the news, the new releases, what we've been playing. Kirk, I'm sure you bring in a lot to the table there, mate. Our feature. We will be talking about the big games coming up over August, September, and October, because we are entering big game season, aren't we?
Big game series.
Big game series. All the big games coming out. That was an inside joke, Kurt. That doesn't really work on a podcast.
It does now because you've explained it, buddy.
But there we go. Right, let's get into the quick news. Firstly, the Metal Gear series has sold over 60 million copies. There you go, Kurt.
Yeah,
big series.
Quite big. Yeah, quite an achievement. Not sure what's going to happen for the future because no Kojima means no Metal Gear, in my opinion. But
yeah, surely they've got to. It's too big a series to. Oh, well, they did Metal Gear Survive.
How did that do? I think that accounted for about 100,000 of those sales. So
I'm really sad as well because I really liked the premise of that game. And
you were actually looking forward to it.
I was really looking forward to it. And then everyone, I've never been, I've never seen reviews that gone, oh, I'm not going to get it. But the reviews were so bad that I couldn't get it. Do you know what I mean?
I know, right? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I felt the same. If the reviews were passable, you'd be like, yeah.
I really wish they were 60, 70s. Low 70s, not a good game for Metal Gear. Bye.
Was it a free-to-play game?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
I don't think it was,
I didn't know.
No, because I definitely would have played it, if so. I definitely would have.
Yeah, because you play, Fallout Shelter and shit, so...
Yeah. Yeah, I remember thinking it was a good, 30-quid job when I was looking at it.
Konami's first game out of Kojima's lead for Metal Gear, wasn't it? And... did not do well.
It's such a shame that they went down the supernatural kind of... Because the base building aspect of it looked fucking brilliant to me. I loved the look of all that. Oh, and of course I loved Phantom Pain. God, what a game that was. Why did they have to go all supernatural stupid on it? Oh,
we'll never know. Well, maybe they might bring it back sometime.
There you go.
That's,
Metal Gear Solid Survive 2. Oh...
Yeah, I don't think that's happening anytime soon.
I don't think that's happening anytime soon.
Redemption. Right, next up, Call of Duty players will now be notified when cheaters get booted out of games in real time.
Lovely.
That's good.
How's that going to work exactly?
Yeah.
What, there's like, this
No
person's
idea.
a cheater.
Cheetah has been removed.
To be fair, here we go. This is actually quite good. We were playing the other week, and we got killed by a hacker. Well, I did. And then I went to the Gulag. And I remember when we were coming back, do you remember me saying, let's all land here, because it's the other side of the map of the hacker?
Mm-hmm.
Now, for the rest of that game, I was thinking to myself, I don't really care about this game, because
Yeah,
we're going to
there's
get
a
to the
hacker.
final circle, and then the hacker's just going to shoot us in the head. But this, actually, if I got that little notification saying someone's been kicked, it would make me go, oh, brilliant. Right, the game's back on.
Only thing that you got to remember is you got to remember their name, which is a bit of.
No, Kurt, because I'll see someone's been booted, and I'll just assume that it was the hacker, you know? Because it's not like there's 20 hackers in a fucking lobby, you know?
Well, hackers hacking hackers.
It's not Escape from Tarkov. Hey!
Yes,
Hey.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good point. But I remember back in when we started playing Warzone 2, and at the start, like people were just like in the gas and winning.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's a cheat that can still be exploited. But
I don't think so. I think that's been done.
Yeah, bastards. We lost a couple of games for that. Anyway,
Yeah.
Animal Crossing. They are reportedly doing a crossover with Lego and making 5 sets ranging from $15 to $75, which I assume have probably exactly the same pound equivalents. They're really trying to eke out more Animal Crossing stuff, aren't they? Before the Switch kind of moves into Switch 2 life, and Animal Crossing keeps on going.
Fair enough, though. It was COVID's game, you know?
It was. Eventually, you get bored of Animal Crossing because it's nowhere near as deep as any of the other kind of games.
But if
around
anything,
that
Ben,
genre.
I think Animal Crossing, because it's the figures it sold over COVID, and they reported that loads of these people were like first time console buyers. I think you know, fair enough.
maybe the depth. Yeah, maybe the depth doesn't need to be there as well.
That's what I'm saying. Is like for example, I wish my mum got Animal Crossing and a Switch on Animal Crossing's
Oh,
release.
yes.
Because
100%.
that would be my mum's gateway into gaming, and she would have played it, she would have fucking loved it, and then she would have gone maybe onto more complex stuff. But
Well, when you said that you were looking at buying the Sonic collection for your mum the other week, I was thinking, fuck, that's going to get played for 10 minutes. She's not going to get on with that. That's fucking tough.
oh dear me.
It is fucking tough. Anyway.
Is it?
Sonic's pretty tough. Well, it depends whether they've got quality of life things now with lives and shit. But yeah, Sonic's pretty tough. Like first couple of levels, all right, and then it fucking escalates.
No. All right.
Maybe not for you, Kurt. Maybe you're a pro gamer, so.
All right.
But I've seen you play Warzone. Baldur's Gate 3 has come out very hot with a PC release last week. It's got 472,000 concurrent players on day one. That's fucking insane, right?
Nice.
That's the second biggest release of the year on Steam, behind Hogwarts Legacy, that had a slightly larger concurrent player base on day one. I mean, it's some part of our news as well, but next month, Baldur's Gate is getting its console release, and it's going to be right up against Starfield. That's going to be a killer battle, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be a biggie.
No, I don't think.
Do you not think? Do you not think there's a crossover of player base?
No, I don't, because Baldur's Gate is a hardcore PC player game. Like I think all these people, 90% of these people, are people that have played Baldur's Gate and 1 and see it as the absolutely legendary world-beating games that they are, and therefore have bought this on day one because they respect the franchise so much. I don't think when it comes to console, don't get me wrong, I still think because of the reviews it will do really, really well, but I do not think it will be a absolute world beater on consoles as well. I don't think you'll see these figures.
That's interesting. I think you could be right, because, and the reason I say that is obviously they've made preference to the PC release of this.
Yeah.
Like by getting that out,
it's the
all
ultimate
working.
PC game, in my opinion.
And it's obviously not coming out on Xbox day one. It's just because of the split screen issue stuff. It's just coming to PlayStation. So maybe they're not expecting a huge console, but then it's coming to PlayStation, I suppose. So if you're gonna buy Starfield, then you probably have an Xbox. So I don't know. There's still it's still interesting. And now the reviews have been fucking stellar for Baldur's Gate 3. I am getting it this week.
Nice.
Pete is playing it as well. He said that he's all in and very much enjoying it. So shame he couldn't be here, but I'm sure he'll talk about it next week. So yeah, that game is off to a fucking rip-roaring start.
I'm going to get it as soon as it's on a reasonable price. Yeah,
I think it's 50 quid at the moment.
It's 50 quid.
Surprised Pete bought it, to be honest.
I thought the same thing because in recent times he's bought Diablo 4, sorry, and now Baldur's Gate. When he said today to us that he bought Baldur's Gate 3, I was like, holy shit!
Yeah, I thought that when he messaged us, and I was like, hold on, you've spent full price on a game? What?
That's fucking mental. I need to text him and.
Is he feeling all right?
He's all right.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, well, we'll do that after the show. We'll let him know next week. Right. The 10-year-old fighting game Killer Instinct is getting a free update for its anniversary. Now, this is actually coinciding with the Evo event, is it? Whatever that's going on at the moment, which is the fighting thing. Not that I know much about it, but Killer Instinct was on Xbox. I think it was Xbox One day one.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it's a big fighting franchise. Hasn't got much love in the past, but it's getting like a full-on update, like 4K and all this kind of shit. Like actually support going for it again. So there's something going on with that franchise. Yeah. But for fighting game fans, it only gets better with Mortal Kombat 1 and all that kind of stuff coming out. So
loads of fighting stuff at the moment.
Loads of shit going on with Street Fighter being stellar and all that kind of stuff. So.
Wow, I'm talking about the WWE games as well.
Oh, and the WWE games, yeah. If you're into any kind of fighting,
that indie one last week. You got the choices.
Wrestle Quest was that? Yeah,
something like that.
Let's see. I don't know if that player base is as fluid as we think between those types of games, but for the purpose of this conversation, absolutely. Yeah. Next up, Wii U Mario Kart 8 and the original Splatoon. The servers are back online, baby, because everybody was waiting for those.
No one was waiting for that.
Oh, I mean that was my point.
Negative boy.
No.
I just wanted to make it very clear for those of us that need it to be clear.
Brilliant.
I don't know what happened there.
Absolutely brilliant.
Good. Right, Star Wars Jedi Survivor is coming to Xbox One and PS4 in the craziest twist of fate because the game runs like absolute dog shit on current gen consoles. They have the gall to bring this to fucking prior gen consoles.
Well, not gall,
when the current gen one
it's a tactical
fucking doesn't work.
It's a tactical move because they might actually be able to work it on an Xbox One and PS4.
How the fuck this is how the fuck can they release a game on this is the example of like money grabbing. Is it like you buy a game on the console and you play the game, you kind of have to muscle through it because it looks like shit, it runs like shit, and they know they've already sold 90% of the copies on that console. Like, we know how it works when games like this come out, they'll get a huge spike when it starts, and then it'll start to tail off, and by now it's probably tailing off. They think it's not in their interest to go back and fix this game on the current gen consoles. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to bring it out on the fucking prior gen. Are you crazy? It looks like absolute shite.
Yeah.
Awfully. How can you possibly think that this is a good idea? Even if it's possible, fix your fucking game.
Ben's getting very opinionated as he did the week before.
You done, Ben?
Anyway. Right, lastly, Remnant 2 has sold 1 million copies in its first week.
Oh, lovely. That's pretty good.
There you go.
That's very good, actually.
You're going to shout about that, Ben?
No, I'll talk about that in what we've been playing. But,
Nice.
Anyway, take us on to the main news, Kurt.
Well, okay. Well, speaking of sales, the Switch is nearing 130 million sales after the Tears of Kingdom gave it a boost. So this comes courtesy of GameDeveloper.com. Not heard of them before, but yeah, okay. So, Tears of the Kingdom has sold 18.5 million units in under 6 weeks, which helped push software and hardware sales. And I'm going to go a little bit read mode here because there's numbers, and if I write anything with numbers in myself, as was found out last week, I fuck it up. I'm pretty sure I'm going to fuck this up as well.
I'd put a pretty high percentage likelihood that you're going to fuck this.
I kind of thought you guys left this one for me deliberately because of the numbers. So, anyway.
It also stresses me out that you've written out % instead of just putting the fucking symbol. That really stresses
That wasn't me. This is copy and pasted.
You just copy and pasted. Oh, right, okay. Yeah. So listen, if you want to skip forward 2 minutes and just read the news article on Game Developer.
skip forward and go to Game Developer.
But you have the entertainment of Kirk fucking it up. So.
Anyway, so that's the news on this story for Nintendo. Who's next? So, as highlighted in the company's fiscal report for the first quarter ending June 30th, 2023, consolidated net sales increased by 50% year on year to 461.3 billion yen, which is $3.2 billion. That's a lot of money. Profits also increased by 52.1% to 181 billion yen, which is $1.26 billion.
You don't have
over the same period of. Yeah, but I'm just reading it. It's read mode, isn't it?
I'm thinking the exact same thing. I was also thinking, why is he going 52.1%? Just say 52%.
I like to give the facts as they are factually correct. Nintendo explained that unit sales for the entire Nintendo Switch family, which includes the Switch OLED model and Switch Lite, rose by just under 14% year on year.
Very good.
To just under 4 million units. Well, is that better for you?
3.9.
Yeah, 3.9, I would say.
Oh, come on, fuck off.
Be specific,
yeah,
Just fuck off. I don't know whether I'm coming or going. What am I doing? So, the Switch has now surpassed 129.5 million lifetime sales, further solidifying its place as the best-selling Nintendo console of all time. The only console from Nintendo that's actually beaten it is the Nintendo DS, which sold 154 million. So, short story, this is great news for Nintendo. Usually console sales tend to dwindle near the end of a console's life cycle. That's why they end up bringing a new one, but this doesn't really seem to be slowing down, does it? So,
well,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, swings and roundabouts. I mean, they're doing fucking well considering they've still only got the same console that they released 7 years ago.
Yeah, in all seriousness, it's an insane achievement. I mean, nobody ever thought the Switch was going to do this well. Tears of the Kingdom gives it a massive boost because it's a huge fucking game, which is great. Looking at Nintendo's lineup until a potential Switch 2 probably doesn't look that strong at all, I'd say. They just had Pikmin 4 release, but it's not exactly a console seller. They've got the Mario Wonders game, is it called, coming out?
Yes, yeah.
That's coming out the same day as fucking Spider-Man or something, so that's...
Yeah, but two different markets, let's be honest. So, I think...
Yeah, it is, but also partially the same. It's like on the Venn diagram, isn't it? I think there is more of a crossover than you think, but I don't know, like, I don't think there's any real reason to buy into a Switch right now if the Switch 2 really is around the corner.
But we don't know when, do we? Yeah,
I think sales will start to dwindle massive. I think they have had to write down their sales targets supposedly in the last year or two. Like, things have kind of tailed off a little bit. Obviously, this gives it a massive boost. 130 million is sensational. Mm-hmm. We think of the PS4 as like this incredible system, which it was, and an incredible seller, but it was like 117 million or something.
PS2 was 150 odd, wasn't it, or 160?
Yeah, that was monstrous.
That was the one that's still the record holder, I believe, for best home console of all time.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing with the Switch, I mean, before Nintendo had like the DS, but they also had like the Wii U, and I know the Wii U sells like 10 or 15 million, but you add that with the DS, and because Nintendo were doing two different console types at the same time, and that's what I've always thought people need to bear in mind when they talked about the Switch sales figures, because they have just almost cannibalized their own market by having a hybrid. And I just hope to God that the Switch 2 supposedly is the same thing. I mean, it's Nintendo, so it won't be, but if it is just a more powerful Switch, that'd be fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, this is incredible. I just double checked. Sony's PS2 was 155 million, and
wow.
So for this to be the handheld / home console to have managed to get to where it's got to, it's pretty insane.
Yeah,
Love it.
Absolutely. So
anyway, good news for Nintendo.
Lovely. Shall I move us on?
Please do.
Thieves have stolen over $300,000 worth of trading cards from Gen Con 2023. You seen this?
Fuck's sake. No.
The alleged theft occurred at the Indiana Convention Center on Wednesday, the 2nd of August, the day before the show opened on the 3rd. The Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department tweeted, "Detectives are seeking the public's help in identifying 2 people of interest possibly involved in a theft of upwards to $300,000 worth of gaming cards." The IMPD tweet also included images of the suspects making it off with a full pallet of Magic the Gathering cards. 2 days later, they tweeted more photos and said on Wednesday, the 2nd of August 2023, in the downtown area of Indianapolis, the people of interest reportedly acquired a pallet jack, removed 1 pallet of gaming cards, and moved them to an unknown location. The alleged theft took place before the opening of the events in the downtown area and while vendors were setting up their displays at various times.
Bastards.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a couple things that I think about. I mean, this is shit for the people that they stole it off. I mean, it's awful. The security must have been fucking shite. Like, they have, like, casually, you should see the pictures, just, they ain't running, they ain't doing anything. And the second thing that I'm thinking is they're going to get caught. Because, well, not only because they've got those fucking, enormous amounts of cards, surely it would be quite easy to track that down if they're trying to sell them online or whatever, unless they want to try and sell them over the next 50 fucking years. But also, those 2 people, if you look on the internet, have a look at them, they are very recognisable. Like,
right, they're identifiable.
Oh, right.
One guy has like a weird afro kind of haircut, but with a very big receding hairline. So, like, anyone who knows him will go, "Oh, fuck me, that's Dave." And the other guy has an old man haircut. You know, the ones like the monks used to have. And he looks young, so he's probably like, I don't know, 30s, and he's got that haircut. I can't imagine many people in Indianapolis have that kind of haircut.
Maybe they were disguises.
Oh, God, what geniuses if
Maybe
so.
that's 200 IQ.
Yeah. And one of them's wearing a satchel. I mean, yeah.
I mean,
they're getting caught.
The Americans have been known to not be... Some of their thieves haven't been the brightest of thieves.
Well, to be fair to these guys, they've just walked in and walked out, and they've come out with £300,000 worth of stuff. It's going to be a ball ache to get rid of, though.
Do you think they would have known the value of those cards?
No,
I'm not sure they would have known the value of those cards.
No, they clearly... In fact, they probably didn't even know they were taking Ben. They probably... Because in one of the pictures, you can see it's all wrapped up. So... I think they've just walked off and then kind of opened it up and gone, how the fuck are we going to sell this?
Yeah, we've made a grave mistake.
We've made a huge mistake.
We thought this was PS5s.
Exactly. If it was PS5s, it'd be easy to sell, but fuck me, we've got 10 billion gaming cards.
They did that before the event. I'm just wondering whether people take out insurance on some of the stuff that they bring to these events.
Well, they must do. No, in fact, actually, I don't know what it's like in America, but I know that events like this in the UK, you have to have insurance to cover all these kind of bases.
Because if you had like something worth what card's worth 300,000? I mean, all cards are worth $300,000. That is.
Well, judging by the amount they've took, Ben, I think they've literally stolen about 5 million cards. So,
right. So it's just it's a combo. It's a
I'm sure there will be.
It's a cumulative value of $5 a card.
Yes, yeah.
I was going to say, you think about it, Pokemon trading cards, like the packs that you can, like the boost.
That
big
shiny
booster
Charizard
packs.
is still not fetching.
No. Not the cards worth itself, but the cards sold to the public is like they're fucking expensive. Right. So a box of like 8 booster packs from Pokemon can cost up to £100. So,
shit, you've been buying boosters.
yeah, kind of been doing a little bit of
you got
that.
Some...
Yeah.
Are you trying to sell $300,000 worth of trading cards? Is that what you're telling me?
He's got insider information.
Not 100% sure.
Have you got an afro in the cupboard?
Shit, let me check.
Right.
But no, what I'm saying is, obviously the value of the cards themselves would never be worth 300 grand, but it's the monetary value for whoever produced them. So
just what they could get if they sold them.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Well, it's been a while since an Eddie Fluffer has been brought to the table, and I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I like my fluffers. Yeah. You know why? It's because I keep on getting the fucking CMA fucking news stories.
That is true. You turned from Fluffer boy to CMM boy.
I don't mind bringing fluffy things to the table, but I don't like being a fluffer. Like, that's two very different avenues.
You tell Mr. Llama Fluffer.
We've had this conversation before, actually, haven't we? Yeah, you were the fluffer, and that had a very different meaning. Anyway, fair meaning. Right. Next up, my story. Starfield will not be playable at Gamescom. That's how this story kind of started off. So Gamescom is just around the corner. Microsoft is going to have its biggest ever booth and presence there. Starfield and Forza Motorsport won't be available for general play, but they will have exclusive theatre presentations. Not really sure what that means, but they will have those. It's kind of sparked a bit of chatter online this week, saying that Xbox don't seem to be doing a lot with the marketing of Starfield. And I'm not sure whether this just comes from a particular sect of gamers saying this or whatever, but I thought about this and I thought, well, maybe they're not doing enough. I see Starfield being advertised on LucasAid bottles, but I've seen that for the last year and a half. It launches on the 6th of September. Early access is available from the 1st of September. We're less than 30 days out to Starfield, and the game hasn't gone gold as far as I'm aware. And that usually implies that it's not quite ready. I think recently, famously, Final Fantasy 16 went gold 3 months out from release, so that's quite substantial. What do you guys think about the marketing for Starfield? Are you seeing a lot of it? Does this imply that we should be a little worried about how Microsoft are feeling about it, or is it all good?
I don't think so personally, because we're still 4 weeks out from its official release. And the buzz, it's not a long time, no, but there has been a hell of a lot of buzz generated since the Direct, and we keep getting conversations about the controller and the headset, which is just constant buzz in general. And I think the marketing machine will probably start spinning up next week. And on the game going gold thing, I mean, I don't know, it's just humour me here. When the game goes gold, right? What does that mean exactly?
So game going gold, as far as I'm aware, means that it's playable and it goes on disc and shit like that.
Yeah. So it's the disc element of it, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So as far as that's what I thought it was. So the reason I'm saying that is because the majority of physical, it seems like they weren't really pressing to have a physical version of the game out there. Do you remember? Like there was that the chat about there might not have been a physical disc.
Well, there was that chat actually. Yeah. They're certainly not. It's certainly not their big play anyway.
No,
yeah, you're right.
It's not.
It's going to be mostly on Game Pass.
So I'm thinking the majority of it is going to be based down to the fact that it is on Game Pass. It's going to be digitally available from day dot. So they're just working hard to get it to a place that they feel comfortable before release.
That's not the. I think your point there is, if what you're saying is that there will just literally be fewer physical copies than for other games, so therefore they don't need to go gold as early, then that's a fair comment. I think that would seem to be a fair comment. Eddie, what do you think about the marketing for Starfield?
I've got a question on Kirk, but what do you think about they're not playing at Gamescom? Do you think that's just because they don't want to?
What, for Starfield?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I mean, I would say it's down to the fact it's a game that you need to actually invest some proper time into. Having 5-10 minutes on it is not going to give you any sense of what the game is
I totally agree, but I don't
That's
think.
a fair point.
I don't think. Yeah, I completely agree, and I think this is the stupidest game to show at one of these things, and I'm glad they haven't. But I don't think. I think developers don't care about that sort of stuff. Like, for example, do you remember at our games convention we went to last year, and Baldur's Gate 3 was there, like fucking 18 booths worth.
Yeah. Do you think it's because it's so big that they need to care about this stuff and they want to almost control the information leak? What you don't want necessarily is a boring first 20 minutes being talked about by YouTubers online going like, I played the first 20 minutes of Starfield
and it was
shit. Not a lot happened.
Oh, great.
Not a lot happened and all this kind of stuff. So
yeah,
do you think that's the hold up? Because you would be scared. Even if you thought this game was good, it's like we need to control the information flow here.
Yeah. The thing I'm more surprised with is the fact there's going to be no Forza Motorsport there to play, because that is the kind of game you could pick up and play.
Do you think it's just too early for Forza because Forza's October?
Well, it's October, isn't it? But I'm maybe all hands on deck with Starfield because it's got a lot riding on it. So I think maybe that's their priority, and they don't want anything else taking the limelight from it for the minute.
Yeah, I agree with your point that you made about not showing it, not being able to play it. Starfield, it's a weird one. My thoughts on this are that if you are a casual gamer, you don't listen to podcasts, you don't watch events, you don't have any of that. This is a totally new IP, but you may be familiar with Skyrim and Fallout and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. You probably, I don't know why you'd really know about Starfield. Like, I don't know where it's appearing. Like, it's on a Lucozade bottle. I know that because I know what Starfield is. So I look at that bottle and I say, oh, that's Starfield. I would never have a clue what Starfield is. Starfield just looks like that picture of that, like, woman, is it just looking?
Yeah, looking to the left, yeah.
That looks like a bad science book.
A bad science book?
Wow.
Yeah, it's like, what is Starfield? Like, I don't see the marketing much. I really hope they ramp it up.
You know what's going to happen? This is going to come out on Wednesday, and the marketing's going to start yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
We're already out of date again.
I always think with this stuff like, why don't we see that? Like when the Premier League starts this weekend, like this should be plastered all over the ad.
It might do.
How about this? My colleague had to tell me, England did well today, or was it yesterday on the football? Didn't even know they were playing.
Yeah, they played today. Eddie, they played today. I was at work and I saw the notification on my phone. I was like, all right, I'll just watch some live updates. And I didn't even know they were playing.
Didn't even know they were playing. What's up with the marketing these days? I see fucking 12 billion adverts for Clash of Kings or whatever that fucking stupid online game is. But yeah, I don't know about Starfield. I don't know about football. I don't know about... it upsets me.
And equally, I think I know I mentioned earlier, like the Baldur's Gate console edition's coming out, and that's gonna possibly rival Starfield for people's time when it comes. I mean, I spoke with Donnie the other day, and he said that he was going to park Starfield and get Baldur's Gate when it comes out on console.
Wow!
So that I'm just.
Why would you park the free game and buy the very
because not everybody is governed by price, Eddie.
Well, why not? Be so
that's true. Little tidbit for you. You can preload apparently Starfield from today when you're listening to this.
Ooh, can you?
Yeah, 125 gigabytes file size.
Oh, that's really good because I have been installing and uninstalling games, and all I've wanted to do is uninstall FIFA. Because it just gives me anxiety. So thank you.
There you go.
I'm going to pre-install it, and that means I have to uninstall
How
FIFA.
how big is it, Kirk? Sorry,
125.
Right, I was dealing with the dog. 125. Okay.
It's a biggie.
It's a chunky old beast. I'm interested to see how this fares because I've said it before. I really hope Starfield's fucking awesome. I really want to get into it. I love a space game.
You love a star
space
in a
RPG.
field.
I love stars and fields of stars. So I love them. I'm all about them. But Baldur's Gate has me intrigued. Watching a lot of Baldur's Gate and that D&D kind of how the game works. Starfield, the dialogue, the like weapon wheel dialogue, all that kind of stuff. I think it's dated as fuck. I I don't know if it's up directly comparing with one of these other games like Baldur's Gate. I really hope that it can shine on its own kind of merits. But I'm starting to worry, and it's unfounded, perhaps, but I am starting to worry about Starfield.
Let's just see. Let's see when it comes. See what happens.
Let's see. Well, let's move us on to the new releases then, Eddie.
Oh, why is it so somber then?
Because Starfield, I'm worried.
Okay. All right, new releases, games that are coming out on time. Atlas Fallen, we're starting with, coming out on PC, PlayStation's, Xboxes, August 10th. Rise from the dust and glide the sands of a timeless land, filled with ancient dangers, mysteries. Come on, Eddie.
Mysteries.
Come
Rey
on.
Mysterios.
The Mysterios. Mysteries and fragments of the past. Hunt legendary monsters with powerful sand-infused weapons and abilities in spectacular super-powered combat. Yeah. It's an action-adventure where you hunt big monsters using powerful shape-shifting weapons and devastating sand-powered abilities. The combat actually looks great. The visuals look really nice, actually, even for a sand-filled world. I'm not a fan of those worlds. The publisher is Focus Entertainment. I don't know why I've put that. I assume that's because they're good. Let me just go onto their website. Oh, yeah. Atomic Heart, Plague Tale. Oh, yeah. SnowRunner, Ben. You loved that one.
I'm all about it.
And, of course, Aliens Dark Descent as well, Ben. You loved that one.
They never miss.
So, well, they do, because Greedfall's there, and I fucking hated that game. But, yeah, I think this looks alright. It's going to be around £45 to £50, depending on what console you buy it on. What do you guys
Palatable.
think?
I mean, looks lovely, doesn't it?
It does. Thank you, Kirk. Holy shit, we're going to find Kirk a game in the very first game. This is delightful. What a day.
This is... I think this game looks fantastic, but it's going to be awful. That's my bit. I don't know. I have no, but I think it's going to be bad.
Okay.
Why do you think that, Ben? Please expand.
I don't know. Like because it was previously due to come out a while ago.
Yeah.
It kind of got a late delay. They're focusing in a lot of the stuff they talk about. I know it is an ARPG, so it is action based. It really on the combat. Then they say like, oh, with a single button press you can do this, and you're like, okay. They're very much about how the game looks, and through watching videos, I've learnt very little about what actually has the bulk of the game. So that's why I think that. I think that actually it could be all show and no
glow
throw.
What the fuck was that?
Don't know.
To be fair, I see your point, Ben. I think, it looks beautiful, and I think that will help. I like the traversing of the sand. I have seen a hell of a lot of variety with attacks. So I'm hoping the main reason why people continue to play this is because you'll unlock that next attack, and because the attacks all do look different and all powerful in their own way, I think that would be like the main hook of continuing.
I think when I was watching this, I was like, I think this looks like a really polished looking version of Monster Hunter.
Yes,
it does have that about it. It's like a mixture between Monster Hunter and Forspoken, but just really good looking. I don't know. I just don't know much about the actual gameplay. Well, it doesn't. It comes out soon enough. It will be reviewed and see what
happens.
Kirk, are you gonna get this?
I probably won't.
So close. So close.
Yeah.
Right, let's move on to Stray is getting an Xbox release on August 10th. Woo!
There you go.
I have looked into it. It's not coming out on Game Pass, unfortunately.
No, it's not.
Not yet. Not yet.
Oh.
I reckon it would be... Do you remember? I think they're going to ride off the success that they got with PlayStation first, and then it will be a Game Pass. This is definitely a Game Pass game.
I think you're right. And I said, there, because I was like, does Kirk have some insider? No, of course he doesn't have insider knowledge.
I do have friends in the industry.
Oh, you do actually?
You don't have friends in the industry.
Well, he's got Neil.
I got Neil.
Friends.
He liked one of my pictures the other day.
Right, there you go. That's what you qualify for,
Look.
which actually is quite fitting for your lifestyle. Right, let's move on to Stray Gods, the role-playing musical. PC, PlayStations, Xboxes, and Switch across the board. August 10th. Gods, romance, murder, musical numbers. Play as Grace in a world where Greek gods live in hiding among us. Change your fate as you draw friends, foes, and lovers into song, using your powers of musical persuasion to unravel the mystery of the last muse's death.
Very nice. A lot of effort there.
That was graceful.
I
was into that.
I've been told I'm a musical genius. It's an interactive story game with fully interactive musical numbers in it. It's going with like a kind of simple hand-drawn art style, which is fine, I guess. It has an all-star cast. Apparently,
it does.
Oh, does it? Although, I know Troy Baker, and then I had to like look up who the other people were, and they do like.
You got Laura Bailey, you got Ashley Johnson, Felicia Day.
Yeah. Laura Bailey does do everything.
Yeah, Laura Bailey. Fair enough. Yeah.
I can never remember how to pronounce his name properly. Is it Rahul Kohli?
Oh yeah.
The guy from
gentleman in
Zombie.
iZombie, yeah.
iZombie, that's it, yeah.
Love
He's in there too. There's quite a cast there.
Yeah, right. So you've named two there, and then the rest have all done like one job. And one of them did iZombie.
He's fucking famous. He's in that zombie one as well. I mean, in the vampire one. You know, the one series vampire one on Netflix.
The fact that you can't name it makes me think I wouldn't call him a star.
He is a star. No, he genuinely is. Yeah.
He is. He's pretty talented.
He's been in loads of shit.
And he's British.
Really he is English, yeah.
So
star-studded.
Yeah, he's star-studded.
Anyway, the game looks fucking good.
Sure.
Jesus
I mean, sure. It looks like it's something a bit different. I can't say anything musical is the kind of thing that I want to get involved with, though. Not a fan of musicals in any way. So.
Oh, for fun.
I think this to go off the back of it before you raid on Kirk. I think this looks horrific, like absolutely horrific. Like I think
fucking
the art
heathens.
style is awful. I think like the characters in it look like fucking assholes. I think the fact that it's a musical is unforgivable. Yeah, this is everything. It's even got the chat wheel that you hate, Ben. Like it'll do so well. Like Metacritic, it'll be fucking 89%. But fuck no, God
Metacritic.
No. I would rather eat my own shit than play this game. Ben, if you put this in Game of the Year, I would just shoot myself in the face. So I don't need to play it.
Ben, pull it in, please.
There you go.
Come on, we need that, buddy.
Okay, I feel like Eddie went in hard because he knew that I liked it. If I hadn't have gone, then he would have just gone like, it doesn't look my cup of tea. So, but yeah, I think it does look very good. I do like the art style. It does have an all-star cast. I love the concept of the Greek gods like living among us kind of thing. And I do like a visual novel style game. Chuck in a musical, I'm all in, baby.
You like musicals?
Yes, I do like musicals. I've seen those.
I did not know that.
I hate musicals like with a
same.
Like even Community, one of my favourite TV shows. It has a musical episode. Never seen it. Same with BoJack Horseman, one of my favourite TV shows. Can't watch it. I do not see that. You know what? I'm just going to go on a massive rant.
Do you know, Eddie? I'll be honest. Last year I took Miss Frames to a musical in London, and I did not enjoy myself.
Sorry, what did you just say? Miss Frames?
Miss Frames.
Yeah, Miss Frames.
Say your roommate.
It's
much better.
Right. I think roommate is better, and roommate is terrible that you call her that.
Yeah.
Miss
all right.
Frames. Are we allowing that?
Took my roommate to a musical last year. Didn't like it. So,
I do like a good musical. I think they're great.
Yeah.
Wow, I've never met a man that likes a musical.
Why not?
I still haven't.
I wouldn't go that far. There was definitely a lot of men there. I think I saw Ben in the front seat.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, singing and dancing along, clapping along.
Absolutely.
This is amazing.
Right. Anyway, stop ragging on this game. Let's move on.
Right, let's move on to an absolute belter from that absolute piece of shite that I just talked about there. Son Goku Dynasty, coming out on PC August 10th. Pete, you fucking forgot to include this. Luckily, it was on my wish list, so I saw it coming. Build and manage villages in an open-world feudal Japan. Survive, explore, meet unique characters, and establish your legacy. Play solo or in co-op multiplayer. I normally shit on the blurb for that included, but these guys, the publisher is Toplitz, who made Medieval Dynasty and Wild West Dynasty. And it normally doesn't have co-ops. That's quite good. For those of you who don't know, the Dynasty games, they're like first or third person RPG, focused mainly on like building up. I say building up a village, building up your dynasty, if you will, because you can have relationships and stuff. So obviously, I'm all in because I love the Dynasty games. Anything where you like build up a village and manage people, I absolutely love those kind of games, especially as it's like first person, third or first person. I think that's awesome. The visuals look nice, and I love the setting as well. I think it looks really beautiful. Mm-hmm. Now, my reservations, obviously, is Medieval Dynasty was an absolute gem. Thought it was an amazing game. Wild West has rated horrendously, and I've watched video after video to try and convince myself to buy it, and every single person says it is an absolute clusterfuck. Now, it's because the publishers used a different developer for Medieval Dynasty than they did Wild West Dynasty. Don't ask me why, because Medieval Dynasty is known as a fucking masterpiece. So I don't know why they've done that. Now, they've also done a new developer for this game, like an unproven developer. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is, it's a bit of a dice roll if this game could be amazing or it could be terrible. So, I'm going to hold off on buying it for a bit, but my God, is it on my wish list, and I will definitely be playing this in the near future.
It's interesting you said about the publisher and having Medieval Dynasty under its belt, because I said to you that this game looks like Medieval Dynasty, but in your perfect setting. Yeah. But I think to kind of explain that move, maybe that publisher is just going after games of a certain ilk, and they're probably not choosing the developer with this. They're probably just going after games that are in development and then funding and kind of bringing them under one banner, because they know they're going after a type of game that people like you would buy all of them, and just hoping that they kind of all hit. But
I see what you mean by that, but I'm going to counter that. So the developer for this one are called Super Kami, right? Yeah. And I've done a bit of digging, and they've only made one other game, and unfortunately, when you click on it on Steam, it actually takes you to the Toplitz Productions tab, which is a bit annoying. But if you do some search on Google, they have made one other game, which is like it's called Sengoku Scrolls or something, where it's a completely different game. So it's almost like they have, they've created like a world maybe, and like got a lot of lore, and therefore maybe Toplitz Productions, as you said, have looked at them and gone, these guys have got a great lore, they've got a good idea, of making games as well. Why don't we ask them to make a Dynasty game?
Yeah, it's perfectly possible, or like you say, because over a couple of year period, this publisher might want to release games of a certain type, and therefore they look around for people that are kind of halfway built on that stuff, and then they go into give extra funding and stuff. It's an interesting approach, isn't it? Like these types of games, if you're into them, you're going to look at all of them. Now this publisher does these types of games. So,
but on the other side of that, Ben, it's also a big risk, because people now, for example, people like me now know that I should not trust the game coming out, because Wild West
wasn't very good. Yeah,
absolute. Yeah, it just looks like it's been made by a bunch of children.
Focusing on this game, it does look good. The only risk, one of the risks with this would be, one, it's coming out in early access, and two, has the potential to be boring if they haven't built up the systems, doesn't
it? Yes. I have actually seen that you can craft weapons, so I don't know if there's going to be violence in this as well, like Wild West has. But
because there wasn't in Medieval Dynasty.
No, there wasn't. No.
Yes. Right. Famously. Okay.
Well, I think so you could get a bow and you could hunt, and I think there was like a mechanic where there were bandits around, but I never came across anyone.
Right, fair enough.
Yeah, but I think it looks good. I'll get this. Kirk, do you not like this?
I do not like this. No.
Right. Excellent. Thank you for your contribution. Let's move on to. Yeah.
No. It's fine. No, just move on. No.
Did you just stop me from moving on?
You interrupted him, though.
You can't interrupt someone and then say.
You can't interrupt and then be like, "Oh no, okay, move on."
No, it's a power. It's a power play. You can move on. It's fine.
I have your permission to move on.
Yes. A power play to give him more power. What was the play?
No. I stopped him from moving on, and I gave him permission.
And they gave him permission. Oh, I love it. I love it.
Okay.
Daddy Kirk. Daddy Kirk's back. Right. Okay. Now I've been given permission. Mr. Frames has given me permission. Way of the Hunter. The Tikamoon Plains. Tikamoon.
Tikamoon.
Tikamoon. Yeah,
Tikamoon.
DLC.
There's no B in there. It's a moon.
Tikamoon. I'm saying Tikamoon.
You said Tikaboon.
No, not once I say Tikaboon.
Not once.
Not once.
That's just
the recording will not lie.
Okay, you're going to feel like a right twat when you listen back to that.
Always do, buddy.
Especially when I edit out Tikaboon.
Coming out PC, PlayStation, Xbox is August 11th. So it's, Ways of the Hunter, but it looks like it's in Africa. So you got all your animals and stuff from there.
Looks
These
lovely.
games look fucking good, don't they?
They do, yeah.
They do.
They always look so fucking good.
You know what I really like about these games? This is quite sad. So not only does it just all look stunning, but if you delve into it, after you shoot someone, you can go in and see exactly where you shot them and how long it took them to die, and
yes, and the range, and
it's almost like a statistics
really goes
dream. Yeah, it really goes into detail. Yeah, love it.
I suppose it's better than actually hunting things. Probably better for
hunting virtually rather than hunting in real life.
Hunting the animal. It's better for the animals anyway.
Yeah, of course it is.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely. I don't think anyone's arguing with that logic.
I mean, it's clearly better for the animals.
Oh, fuck me. It's published by THQ Nordic as well, and as you know,
they don't miss.
They do not miss. Right, let's move on to Hammer Watch 2. Coming out on PC, PlayStations, Xboxes, and Switch, August 15th. Gather your heroes and journey beyond the dungeons of Castle Hammer Watch to explore a pixelated world like never before. So it's gather your heroes and journey, right? So it's like you're in the world. So why would you say explore a pixelated world? Because if you're exploring yourself, you won't see it as a pixelated world, would you?
I think
it's a bit gone into some depth there.
Yeah, it's a bit of a fourth wall break there, isn't it? They know that you're the player, but
you can't on the first half of the sentence say gather your hero. Oh, I'm in the game, and then say pixelated world. You can't do that.
I mean, I'm glad they've said it's pixelated. I don't want to read that blurb and go, this is fucking realistic as fuck.
I'm expecting a Skyrim here, am I? Alright, I'll move on. Aid King Roland's resistance while helping villagers along the way. Battle beasts, finish off hordes of the undead, and face the forces of evil. Hammerwatch came out in 2013. It's very positive on Steam, actually. I've never heard of it, even though it's kind of my type of game. It's a hack and slash action adventure RPG. It's got a top-down view with, as they say, simple pixelated graphics. But it's well done, if that makes any sense. It looks nice. In fact, I think the visuals look fucking gorgeous.
It's almost like Octopath Traveler without the 2D HD, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
It's without the goodness of the 2D HD or HD 2D or whatever. But it's like what Octopath Traveler would be without that style.
I was going to say, it looked a bit like an Altered Beast kind of look, just for the new age.
Yeah, fair enough. I think it looks fucking gorgeous. What else have I said about this? There's different classes. You got, all your rogues and whatnot to choose from. They've got a crafting system and a cooking system. It's got co-ops. You can play with your friends.
Yes, and 4 friends or something as well, isn't it? It's heavy co-op if you want.
And it's got full modding support from the beginning, which is great when they do that. So I'm happy with that. There's a free demo on Steam. And I've even wishlisted it.
Oh,
honestly, I think
hello.
this is an absolute little delight. What do you guys think? Ben, please speak highly of this.
I thought it looked like it could be very good, yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those where a lot of love can go into games like this, and it's an RPG, and so you never quite know whether it's going to absolutely slap, but, you know, there was a previous game, and it was very highly rated on Steam, so it's probably going to be quite good, I imagine.
Yeah. I think there's a little bit of depth as well to it. I think that's what intrigues me a bit.
I like the idea of a hack and slash action RPG as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's a little bit
Easier.
a little bit more brute force.
Yeah, it's just you don't have to think too hard about it.
Perhaps, yeah.
Yeah, love it. Nice. All right.
Is this one for you, Kirk?
No.
Oh, God, Jesus Christ. I don't know what to do with myself these days. Moving on to Moving Out 2. Kirk, if you like this game, I will defriend you. Coming out on PC, PlayStation, Xboxes, and Switch. August 15th. Is defriend a thing?
No.
Can I unsubscribe from
maybe
Mr.
if we were in
Frames?
Black Mirror.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you
Nice.
go. I live in Black Mirror. Moving Out is back and wackier than ever. And now with online play. I should have shouted that. I apologise. Return to Packmore. Oh my God. Is the name of the village called Packmore? As in Packmore?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, we got it.
Fuck me. That's poor. That's really bad. Someone should have a word. Return to Packmore and use your moving skills across brand new dimensions and some old favourites. Help rebuild smooth moves and become an all-star fart. Fart, for our listeners, is furniture arrangement and relocation technician.
Not sure that's a great acronym for someone, but sure.
I think that's the wackiness about this game, Kirk. According to the devs, it's a world-famous physics-based moving simulator. That is the greatest. Whoever came up with that, they need a pat on the back. Because they're like, we've just created this piece of shit. How do we, sell it? Do you know? Ooh, yeah, this is great. Oh, let's call it a world-famous physics-based moving simulator.
So, the vibes I'm getting from this game is Overcooked. Do you remember that? Yeah. And that is fucking stressful. And I feel like this will be that kind of thing. It looks very similar as well. I don't know if it's made by the same people. It's published by Team 17.
It's published by Team 17, yeah.
Yeah,
and they did Overcooked, didn't they? So.
They did, but yeah, I mean, it's gonna serve a purpose. Can't say I particularly am going to run to play it, but I did play Overcooked with my roommate, and we kind of enjoyed that. Until
is
we
it
argued.
your roommate or is it Miss Frame? You need to keep to one, Kirk.
Pick a lane, Kirk. Pick a lane.
Yeah.
Roommate. Let's just stick with that one. It's easier.
You played Overcooked, Kirk. Wow, that makes.
I needed to play a game with her because she wanted to play something with me, and what was it? It Takes Two was a bit too challenging to begin with. So, up, down, A, B, X, Y.
I will make you more sad, Eddie, because I have played the first one.
Ben, when I saw
defriend him.
When I saw they put simulation in there, I went, "Oh God, that's going to sell it to Ben."
I've played it. I was not the one who bought it, but somebody did buy it, and so I had to always play this for a couple of hours to justify the purchase.
Defriend now.
Who buys you this game?
They didn't buy it for me. No, they bought it themselves, and they wanted to play it, so I did play it.
Don't.
I didn't.
It's Abby, Ben.
Didn't
Please.
enjoy it.
No.
It
I
wasn't
can't
Abby,
defriend
no.
Abby. I like
This was years ago. Moving Out came out. Moving Out came out years ago.
Ben, if it was your roommate, then just say that was probably a hint of you getting the fuck out of their house. Probably.
They moved out. Yeah, I didn't find this particularly fun when I played it. I thought it was okay. Well, I played it for a couple of hours and then that was it. Never went back to it.
It's a little party game, isn't it? Where you're meant to bloody communicate with the people you're working with to actually get to the goal, and it causes stress, it causes arguments, it causes fun times, if you want to call it that. So
it caused none of those. I mean, it's just very forgettable.
Yeah, but you're just a miserable shit.
Not for me.
Whoa! Wowie!
He's got a point, but it came out real harsh.
Oh,
So fair
Sorry,
play.
buddy.
Let's move on to Wayfinder, coming out on PC, PlayStation's August 15th. Ooh, no Xbox. How exciting. Become a Wayfinder and unlock their powers as you choose your path and play style while pushing back a hostile force that has overtaken your world. Control the chaos as you directly shape and customize the endless adventures you go on with friends, because Wayfinders are stronger together. Oh, how wonderful.
Great.
It's an action RPG where you wield a variety of unique abilities. You can, of course, play with friends online. The visuals are fine. It's very purple again. I don't know what's the deal with purple. Is it cheaper to produce games in purple? I don't know. But it's all got like a cartoony, like the people look a bit like Fortnite-y.
They do, don't they?
Not for me. Not for me, but I can't shit on this game too much.
I don't like the way that the character runs. Oh, okay.
Okay, well, people don't like how you run either, but I think
I
this
don't.
Does not run.
looks all right.
I think it looks okay, do you? Yeah.
Yeah, I do think it looks all right. Yeah, I do think you're right about the Fortnite looks. It almost looks like a free-to-play RPG, but
Yeah.
Yeah. There is that. Yeah.
But it is online, so there you go.
Yeah, not bad. All right, let's end it there. That's all we've got for this week. My pick of the week, quite
Not the whole
funnily,
podcast, just that.
GG.
If you want to
GG.
text us on something and email us
text
on
us?
something,
We've
If you
never
wanna
had
text
text.
us,
We have
well,
never
if you
had
want
text.
to WhatsApp us on, you can find me on MySpace. Right, I think my pick of the week. My pick of the week was Hammer Watch 2, but then of course I found out that Pete missed out Son Goku Dynasty, so I'm going to switch it. I've got to go with the Son Goku Dynasty. I am very excited to play that game.
And there was me thinking you'd have Stray Gods, but oh well, we live and learn.
There you go. Hey, even Stray's in there, and I love a cat.
You do love a cat, yeah. That's
He is a
very,
fan of cats.
very
Did
true.
you know there's
Okay.
a game coming out next month which has got cats as like investigators and stuff. Get ready for that one. New releases.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, good stuff. Moving on to what we've been playing. Kirk, kick us off. I'm sure
Okay.
you bring a lot to the table.
Well, I'll tell you what. So I opened the dock and I went, oh, fucking hell. I have not been able to play anything. Reason being, I am on holiday later on this week and I had to get all my orders out for Frame a Game. So that was what took priority. Haven't had much of a chance to play anything. I did manage about 30 minutes on Dead Space over the weekend, which is not a lot. However, I did manage to play it for another 45 odd minutes before the podcast. So I have a few thoughts. I know,
Okay,
right?
so before you say that, you must be 2 hours into the game now.
Yeah, I think I'm about 3. So
Shit.
Yeah.
I
I love finding time to play games because, all right, right. So I have the game looks fucking wonderful. It really does, and I don't really understand how they've managed to make it look so good. Like, it is honestly one of the better looking games that I think I've seen in recent, the last year. So I'll give it that. I'm definitely more engaged with this playing around the same play times I did Callisto, though. So I'm more interested and more invested in what is going on, which may come as a surprise to you, Ben. I don't know. Does it?
No. Like,
No?
I didn't know how you'd feel about this game, having played Callisto, whether you'd be more or less, you know.
Okay. Well,
I mean, you were pretty low on Callisto, to be fair.
I was.
So
I definitely
odds
was.
are you'd be slightly more invested in this.
Okay. Well, I am enjoying it, and I'm interested to see what's going on. Like, the story is, it's serviceable. It is what it is. But I just want to know what happened to it's Ishimura, isn't it? That's what the like space station thing is that you're on. Ishimura.
Yeah, the Ishimura. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I
There you
will
go.
say,
you name dropped a little bit of detail, so that proves you
did.
played it.
I have played it, yeah. One thing I will say, I am not finding this game fucking scary in the slightest. Like, there is nothing about this game that I'm even thinking to myself, oh, this is unnerving. Like, it's dark and there's a lot of like noises. There's the monsters are, yeah, sure, they look a bit like, they look weird, like, but they're not like scary. And I've got into some of the bigger, I think they're called brutes or something. They're not, anything to cry home about. But the one thing I will say about the brutes, the power that you've got where you can kind of slow things down to like go through doors and stuff like that.
Yeah, the stasis stuff.
Stasis. That's it. When the first brute that I came across, I was like, how the fuck am I meant to take this down? And I did manage to take it down purely just by using the Ripper and all, like, loads of ammo and stuff. And I then ran into another one, and I was like, I've got no fucking ammo. How am I supposed to do this? And I got a bit annoyed with it. And then I thought, hold on, I wonder if my slow-mo thing will work. And I used that on it. Obviously, it slows the fucking thing down. I can then go behind it where the weak spots are and take it out in an instant. And I was like, oh, okay. Great, thanks.
You can also pick up body parts and like use them as weapons.
I
like
know you
spikes
can.
and stuff.
Yeah, I know you've got the telekinesis style one as well, isn't there? Which you've got to use for certain things, but I don't really use that. Like, I know that there's like flammable barrels and stuff like that you can pick up, etc. But I just kind of like just shoot my way through. I will say the Ripper, I believe that's what it's called, which is the one with the spinning blade that levitates. That's a fucking awesome weapon. Like, and the way you take down some of the.
Think? Okay.
Oh yeah, like no, I love, like, it's really grotesque when you're taking down the standard enemies, which have got like the limbs coming out of everywhere and all that. Just the way that it kind of like they just kind of like get cut up basically. I do find myself using the Wayfinder. The callback to the
all the
time.
Game.
Yeah. I just use it all the time because it is everywhere is a bit samey, and I just kind of go, I've lost my bearings. Where am I? And just press it. It tells you where you're going, doesn't it? So
I would have really liked, because that's exactly the same as the last game, before the remake. I would have really liked them to have tweaked it in this remake and not had that, and made it more intuitive of where you're going, and made you almost traverse things by yourself. Because this the whole ship in this, you can go back and forth, unlike the original. But you're right, you just follow the guidance system.
I said this, Ben. I think it's the worst part of the game, because for me, that's all I ever did was just press it. And
you just follow the guidance,
follow it. And it loses immersion, it loses scariness, it loses everything, in my opinion.
Absolutely, and we know that you are a scared goose, so you'll be scared no matter what. But the likes of Kirk and myself,
I don't know why
we're
you
not,
two need to say straight away, like, I'm not scared by this game. Like,
I don't know.
No,
because it's obvious that we wouldn't be. We'd have to say I'm not scared if we were you, but not us, obviously, because it's obvious.
Right.
But
here's the reason why I say I'm not scared by it, and it's because there have been so many people that I've seen. Yes, obviously. There are so many people that I've seen online say how like scary the game is, basically. And I don't know what my bar for scariness is these days, because there isn't much that scares me when it comes to video games or movies. But this isn't it. So I guess I set my expectations too high, because obviously I didn't play the first one, like the original, apart from the 20 minutes that I did. And I guess I was expecting something more. You know what I mean? But yeah, essentially, one of the other things I was going to mention, they've implemented the new. I believe this is new for this version with the remake, where you can kind of fly around with when you're in space. Is that right? Or did you have that in the first one?
Always had
they had that before. I wouldn't know. Never, I only played 20 minutes. But the way it works is it's quite intuitive, and it takes a bit of getting used to initially. But you can make yourself sick from it as well, I found, because obviously you're not moving around properly. Like you're not planted anywhere. So I deliberately spun around 360, like messing with the camera, and it made me feel a bit nauseous. So that was a bit scary. Yeah, no.
On the scariness front, though, I do think this game does a lot better job than the original does, and I think that probably is from a graphical standpoint and everything. But I think with headphones on and in the dark and stuff, and I know you're going to say you played it that way, blah blah blah, but I do think there are some jump scares in this. Not massively, and I'm quite glad about that. But for me, the scariness of a game is all about ammo availability, and the harder the difficulty level, the less ammo. And I do think when you're getting to the end of your ammo, and that does happen all the time in this game, and I don't actually like the Ripper gun, and I basically on my playthrough on the remake I would just use the plasma cutter, because you upgrade it. If you upgrade it to max, it's like fucking invincible.
Yeah, I'm about halfway upgraded on that one at the moment.
I used to use the line gun an awful lot. That was my favourite one. But I do think these games are scarier when there's less ammo. And
I know.
I did think this game did quite a good job on the scares, because it just looks so fucking good.
I think the comparison that I keep making to it is this is obviously a remake of the old one, and I didn't play the original, but I compare it to Resident Evil 2 remake, and having played the original of that, I remember being shit scared of the original, and I was actually quite scared initially with the remake.
I was scared of that as well.
And I don't know if that's because of nostalgia for me, because I'm remembering from what I played before, whereas not having played the original Dead Space, I've got nothing to go by on it, only what I'm used to now. And because my expectations of scary have been tempered, the bar is pretty low now. I think that's part of the reason. Does that make sense?
Yeah, there's something there. Obviously,
don't get me wrong. The game's great, and I'm gonna play it all the way through. I'm interested to see what happens. It might take me another 5 months, but I will do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
3 hours in 3 weeks, then yeah.
Busy boy. But it's definitely holding up better than Callisto Protocol did, in my opinion. So
okay. Fine.
It's amazing that you spoke about that for the same length as you played it this week.
Yeah, I was thinking that towards the end. All right, let's move us on then. I was obviously playing Remnant 2 last week. I continued playing it this week. It was fantastic. It's right up there. I'm at the final boss, and it's the only criticism that I've really got of this game is that the last boss. I said last week that the bosses were good in my opinion, because there's this leveling system, and also you could brute force a lot of the bosses on the normal standard difficulty. This last boss is very much a Souls boss. It reminds me of the butterfly boss in Remnant from the Ashes, which was kind of like the same difficulty level. So what I mean by a Souls boss is that you really have to study the attacks and understand where you can move and all of that kind of stuff, rather than just brute forcing. And that in itself isn't a massive criticism. Some of you would probably be thinking, well, yeah, that's kind of standard, and what's the problem? And I would agree if the rest of the game was like that. But this boss is not like that. It's almost different. So if you've been playing on the normal difficulty, there is immediately a skill gap when you come to the last boss, because it is different than you have been trained to play the game. Okay. If I played this whole game like this, perhaps if you play in veteran or whatever, maybe it is that kind of difficulty throughout, and you'd have to think a bit more like this. That's fair enough. But I would kind of confine that way of playing the game to that difficulty, if you know what I mean. I just think it's kind of odd that you introduce almost a new standard of playing the bosses on the last boss. It just seems a bit odd to me. And I think that kind of ruins the flow a little bit. And it's a 2-phase boss. I have got the first phase down, but I couldn't dedicate the time to learning the whole boss, so I'll have to finish it this week, and probably have to start again on the learning of the first phase as well. So I did find that just weird. It's not like it impacts the whole game or anything. It's just, I just thought that was kind of weird how the last boss is very Souls-like and the rest of the game just really isn't.
So you learned to play one way, and then suddenly you got to switch it all up at the end.
Yeah, I think so. Like the last boss is it's a lot more thinking, dodging, moving, doing things you have to, if let's say, so the last boss, if you didn't move for 10 seconds, you die. If you get hit by the boss, if you miss a roll or a dodge or don't take down some of its attacks before it does it to you, pretty much you get hit, and then it's a losing battle from there. Like, by the time you get up again, you get smashed again, and it's just like again and again, I'm dead. It's very, very punishing. So the last boss is like a just don't get hit kind of boss. It's kind of odd compared to the rest of the game, but that doesn't if that is the end of the game, which I assume it is because it kind of warns you before going to that boss, and it is substantially different to the other ones. So I think it is the final boss. It's definitely a bit shorter than I expected, the game, but there's potential for other runs. There's new difficulties, there's new builds, there's the adventure mode that I mentioned last week, so there's lots of content there. I'm definitely a complete a game and move on for the moment type of gamer. I might come back to it at some point, but I definitely appreciate that there's a lot more content to this game, and it's been a fucking blast. Like this, as I said last week, it's right up there with the very best of this type of game. It's just kind of weird, I think, how the last boss is very, very different. But I've been playing that. I also been continuing to play Exo Primal. I'm fucking having a blast with that game. I was going to do work Friday morning, and I just thought I'd have a game, and no work was done that morning.
Of course.
Absolutely none. Pushing forward through the story, so I have no idea what's going on with the story mind. I just skip everything. But you get more maps, you get more dinosaurs. Once you've done the story, which I think is about 25 hours, and I think that's about 60 matches estimated, then I think news last week was they're bringing in, or they have brought in, a new PvE, like gauntlet mode, which sounds fucking cool. So I'm thinking like just continue playing for loads of hours, and then eventually I'll get that content, and that's pretty cool. Like, I'm gonna bang the drum for this game until, I don't know, like, it's just really, really good. It looks fantastic, plays fantastic when you find a style that you like. It's just fucking great multiplayer game. It's just fun, just a great time. So
you suggested it to me, didn't you?
Yeah.
I suggested it to you because I think it fits, like, you don't have much time, but you want to have fun in a limited kind of time period. I think it could really work for you.
Yeah, I need to. I've got it downloaded actually. Just need to get to it. So
Eddie, tell the story that you told me.
I've downloaded it, and it was like Friday night or something, and I was like pretty bored. I was going through all my games, and I was like, "Oh shit, I've got Exo Primal loaded up." Loaded it up. Oh, it's asking for some fucking code. Oh, skip. No. You need to go back and use it. I was like, oh, this is fucking bullshit. I'm going to stop playing. And then I went, oh, this is what Ben was talking about.
I told, didn't I say, there is no
How
way.
funny is it? Because I turned it off and I went, oh, fuck. Ben said I would do that.
It's so true, right? You have to put in your Capcom ID, and you're just like, look, just let me do it. And I did the exact same. I started doing it, and then I was trying to skip loads of stuff, and I was like, fuck it. And then I went, no, I actually want to play this game. And
I know, I really wanted to play it, Ben, but it was like, you need to go online and do it. And I was like,
I know.
I was like, can I do it on the console? No, you can't. You need to go on your web browser. Right, so now I have to start up my fucking computer. Oh, my phone's on charge. Oh, fuck off. I'm not doing
it. It was like, oh, use this QR code. It's like, my phone doesn't do QR codes. I don't know why. It just fucking doesn't. So what do you want me to do?
Your phone doesn't do QR codes?
I knew that would piss you off, Kirk, Mr.
What the fuck?
Fuck it, they don't recognise. They just don't, man.
I'll be dealing with that when you come down, Sunshine.
They just don't fucking work. Who cares? Well, I cared because I was like, oh shit, I want to play this fucking. Anyway, 10 minutes later, I was like, and that's when I thought, no one that I know except for Kirk would endure this.
No.
I mean, I don't like doing that at the best of times, but at least I've got a heads up. That's the best bit about it.
Yeah, you'll probably do it in about 10 seconds, and that'll make us furious.
I use my QR code, mate.
Yeah,
anyway,
but how do you
use
them, Kurt? You can't use the loader on your phone, can you?
Yes, you can.
It's impossible.
So easy. So easy. Just use the camera, you dickhead. Right, anyway.
Eddie, what game did you play then, if it wasn't for Exo?
You know what, Ben? I bet you're fucking it up. I bet you're like putting it on selfie mode and like taking your phone of your face.
He's taking a picture of his face. Why is it not working?
And then sending it to Capcom. Here's my face.
I remember trying to get into a Weatherspoons or something. You had to use the QR code during just after COVID or something. And I was saying to the guy, like, My phone doesn't fucking do it. What do you want? What do you fucking want?
You can't come in? Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, that's what I want. I want to come in, not what you... Fuck. Anyway, Eddie, what have you been playing?
Right, what I've been playing. It's been a really shit week for me this week. I've gone through my whole wish list. I've culled loads. I'm down to, I think, 83 games, which is nothing compared to me. And I couldn't find the worst bit. I couldn't really find any games that were brilliant, that were cheap. Like, I went on a few games and then I kind of went, okay, I'm going to buy that because it's only £2. But then when I did a bit more research on the game, I found out that it was absolutely crap. So yeah, but what I have been playing is I've been playing Total War Warhammer 1, which is weird. I've never played it before. I don't know why. I think I didn't really care for the first Total War. I think it's because it had the races that I didn't care about. But then, obviously, when 2 came in and it had Empire and it had, I think, Dwarves in and stuff like that, then I was full. I bought them both, and then I did the combined map. But I've been playing Total Warhammer on the first map. And what's funny is Pete always recommended this to me, and I always ignored it because I always assumed bigger is better, and like, why not play the big map? But I tell you what, I'm really enjoying it. It's like a small world, and I reckon I could beat it in, I don't know, like 200 turns, and therefore it's manageable. While when I play Warhammer 2 or Three Kingdoms, Total War, or all of these other Total War games, the map's so fucking big that I don't like being that guy that paints the map, because I think it's so fucking boring once you have like 50 provinces. You're like, what's the point?
Yeah, I do know I know exactly what you mean. I just really struggle with going back in time to play this fucking game.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, I don't think I could do it.
Well, it's got all the races in it from the 1 and 2, which I don't mind because it means I get to mess around with it. It does have a stupid story mechanic. Do you remember like Total War Warhammer 3 has, Ben? That stupid mechanic.
Oh, that has a bullshit mechanic. Well, yeah. Pete was just waiting for them to be able to get rid of it and mod it out, right?
Mod it out, yeah. Well, I assume, Pete hasn't told us this, but I assume with all 3 of them, it kind of nullifies it because
I think you can do whatever you want now. Yeah,
exactly. Because when you play Warhammer 1 and 2 combined, it gets rid of the stupid mechanic that Total War Warhammer 1 has. Right. Because it's like this whole fucking vortex, and you need to make sure other people don't open it. I can't be fucked with that. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to carry on playing it. However, I did find while I was doing my old gaming research, Pillars of Eternity 2. Really like the game, the look of it. It was £2.80 on CD keys though, which is a bit too pricey for me. However, it was on PC Game Pass. So, and it's the Ultimate Edition. With the fact that I've always wanted to play it because I love Pillars of Eternity 1, or Pillars of Eternity, don't know why I call it 1. I've always wanted to play it. It's like a kind of Baldur's Gate game, and I love those kind of games. And of course, with all the hype of Baldur's Gate 3 being chatted about, even Worth a Buy absolutely praised it. I think I'm fully on the Pillars of Eternity 2 train. So.
Eddie, why don't you just buy Baldur's Gate 3 for fuck's sake? Pete's got it, I'm getting it. Why don't you just get it?
It's 50 quid.
50? Do you know how many hours you're going to get out of that game?
It's 50 quid though.
We right. For our listeners, we have been over this because Eddie just said about the Pillars of Eternity 2 game, I know he said that he was umming and ahhing about paying £2.98 for Pillars of Eternity 2. And then he was like, oh, it's on Game Pass, that's great. Umming and ahhing. This is a man that spends, £100 a night out every week or something. And we go and play golf once a week. And it's always like, oh, do you want to play a random course? That's 4 hours of your time for like 25 quid, 30 quid. And you won't spend 50 quid on a game.
Got have a couple of pints after as well. That's another 10 quid.
that you spend 1,000 hours in. Where's your head at?
You should see my fugalness about clothes as well. I have not bought a new item of clothing in about 8 years.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm with you on that one. But
yes, good. Yeah, honestly, I have a problem. I know that because you know a good example, Ben. The past 2 weeks, I've been staring at £22 on CD Keys Jagged Alliance 3. And I've done my research and I've looked at it and I've gone, this is my kind of game. But just 22 quid. I wish it was like 18. I don't know why. There's something in my brain that
you just
goes...
always want more than it gets you, than it gives you. So if it was 25, you'd be like, I wish it was 22.
I wish it was 20. If it was 22, I'd buy it.
Oh, if it's 22, I'll snap its hand off.
I think that's why I love Steam, because they've got that huge banner that says like minus 50%, and you're like, yes! That takes it down to 25 quid, but because it's 50% off, I want it.
But Baldur's Gate 3, man, it's your game through and through.
Well, you know what's beautiful? I get to play Pillars of Eternity 2 now, and then that'll get me excited for this kind of game, and then we'll see what the
you'll
price
get burnt
is.
out before you even play it.
and then I won't be interested for 2 months, and then it'll be 25 quid. But if only it was 22 quid.
I can't believe you. I just cannot believe you.
Oh, dear. Love it. I've realised how I've spelled Baldur's Gate as well. B-A-U-L-T.
I know that is
all over the place.
Don't tell
Eddie
people
was
how
in
you
a
spelled
rush.
That's awful. Right.
There you go.
Okay, right. On that note, because Eddie doesn't know what he's fucking playing, let's move us on to our feature, which is looking at the games that we're most looking forward to in August, September, and October. Because as I said at the start, we are moving into big game season. Huge games coming out. This arguably one of the best years in gaming for such a fucking long time. Yeah. So it's quite topical. I think if we just go through some of the games that we're looking forward to and reminding people about big games coming out, and no doubt Eddie will come up with some random fucking indie game, which we look forward to as well. So yeah, but big games coming out. So Kirk, do you want to kick us off with a big release that you might be looking forward to?
Big release. Phantom Liberty, the Cyberpunk 2077 expansion. Although not a full game, it's probably going to be a full game, let's be honest.
Well, yeah. Judging by Blood and Wine and stuff of The Witcher 3, this is going to be 20 hours or so, isn't it?
And the price of a full game as well.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong, to be fair.
Actually, we went over that the other week, didn't we? When I was like, oh, surely after
surely
the
it's free.
It's 40 quid, mate.
No, how much is it? Is it?
I think it's like
20.
No, I think it's like 30. You have to check, but
30 is a lot of money. That is steep.
As we said, Idris Elba's got to get paid somehow.
If only it was £28.
If only it was 22 quid. It is $29.99.
There you go. Okay.
It's a bit weird.
25 quid.
25 quid. All right, that's not too bad. That's not too
Holy.
bad. But the thing with this is, I haven't played Cyberpunk since I actually completed it. To be honest with you, I had no need to. But I am interested to see where they take this, because the ending of the original of the game was fun, and I fucking love Idris Elba as well. Pretty much anything he's in is just fantastic. So I want to kind of see how that unfolds.
I am too, Kirk. The only issue that I foresee, and you're probably similar to me, and I'd probably like to know how this is going to work out. We both completed it at launch. It's undergone several kind of perk system updates and everything, and I think this also overhauls it as well. I know in the previous overhaul, it kind of gave you all your perks back, and then you could
redistribute,
assign them. Yeah. But I'm now thinking, do we have to start and play? Because I've done half another playthrough as well, because I wanted to play it again. But I don't know whether if you've completed it day one, do you have to kind of?
I can't imagine they're going to force
a certain point a game again or something.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I guess we'll find out soon enough, won't we?
Yeah, we will. But that's one of the key things that I'm interested in. What do you have to get to a certain point in the game? Do you have to start? How would this work?
Do you want to know where the DLC actually starts?
I'm kind of just thinking my original save. Can I just go in on that? And then I'll have to relearn everything, and this is one of the issues I have with DLCs, like Elden Ring's DLC. When that comes out, it's I feel like I'm going to have to complete the game again.
I tell you what's probably going to be is it will read whatever you've got from your original save file. I don't know how that will work for us at this time, but I think it will just be its own game with its own right, and just carry your character over, and I think that's the way it will work. It's just
that all of the systems are very different, I think, now, and been totally reworked, and it's almost like you have to experience them again to know what the best systems would be, if you know what I mean. So
yeah, I mean, if you want to go that deep into it, but I think you can also just play it as well. Like,
yeah,
there will be different play styles for different people, won't there? So
I might save this for a nice Christmas game or something like that, and then just play it all the way through. I mean, Avatar's coming out at Christmas as well, so there's got competition.
Christmas game. Is that
Avatar.
something you do over Christmas?
Yeah, people have a
don't
nice
spend time with
RPG over
family,
Christmas.
Eddie. Don't be silly.
Oh, to be fair, I do have a
RPGs.
very different Christmas gaming life because I visit the parents, which means I only take up my laptop, and also it means I download a load of games that I can play with my parents. So
There you go. Yeah.
was it last year?
Two.
I played It Takes Two. No, I played a load of stuff with them, didn't I? I played
Tinykin.
Tinykin. I played the racing game with them. I played.
You
Flight
did
Simulator with them.
do It Takes Two as well.
Yeah, played them all. Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Anyway, looking forward to Phantom Liberty. It should be a goodie.
good stuff, Eddie. What are you looking forward to?
I've got 3, but before I say one of my 3, the game that I was talking about earlier is called Whisker Squadron Survivor. And you're a cat who flies a plane in
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah.
That sounds like an Eddie game.
Coming out
sound
August
quite
21st, guys. Yeah. Bennett. Bennett's an action roguelite.
Oh.
You get to choose different boosters on your way there. You know, there's a free demo as well. But 21st of August, Ben. We'll talk.
Okay, cool. Let's do that, yeah.
My first one is boring as fuck. It is Starfield, obviously, coming out on the 1st and 6th of September. Also coming Game Pass. Not that it matters, because I would definitely pay full price for this game.
On that note, Eddie.
Yeah.
Would you? Because if you play it on the 1st, we'll put that to the test now.
No,
if you play it on the 1st, it's 30 quid.
Yeah, I know. That is that is the dumbest logic I've ever heard.
Well, you just said you pay full price for the game. So
yes, I would if I had to, but I don't have to. I just need to wait
so
5 more days.
So you're a 6th of September guy.
Yes, I'm a normal person. I don't throw money away.
You watch the millions of people pay £30 to play it 5 days early.
I see it every year, Kirk, when everyone buys FIFA early.
FIFA. Yeah. I think this is 200 IQ marketing.
This is how they're going to make their money for the game.
I think it's fantastic because it's brilliant. It's just saying you can wait, or if you want it just a couple of days out, you pay 30 quid. I think that is brilliant. Like that,
and it's the timing of it as well, isn't it? It's over the weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. It's over the weekend as well. Like you could play it basically a week early because most people get to game on the weekends or whatever. Mm-hmm. That. Like I can't be mad at that. That is pretty fucking good because you don't have to buy it.
Not only do I think it's ludicrous, but I also think that it will not be good. It's a Bethesda game. It will not be good on day one. It will have big issues.
Yeah,
oh man,
Eddie
this has
will.
To be.
So what's going to happen, Ben? Is you're going to play it when it comes out on pre-release. You're going to experience all the bugs along with millions of other people, and then Bethesda's going to do a patch for the launch day, and Eddie gets to play it properly.
Honestly, if this game isn't good.
This is the big problem for me, Ben. Is that I envisaged this being my favourite game of all time. Genuinely.
Okay, that is a high bar.
Yeah, well, it's because it's a Bethesda game. I would say Fallout 4, Fallout 3, and Skyrim and Elder Scrolls 4 in the top 10 games of all time. And this setting is in space. And it's got base building, it's got management, it's got everything that I've ever wanted. In fact, the reason why I love Imperium Galactic Survival so much is because it's my perfect kind of game. This game is Galactic Survival, but obviously uber graphics, uber story, uber everything. This will be the best game ever for me if it's really good. Now, the reason why I do want to wait for the 6th is because I hope that everything's patched out. Because the way I experienced Cyberpunk, a game that I was really excited for. Like, I loved the setting and I loved CD Projekt Red. I loved Witcher 2 and 3. And I have forever had a sour taste in my mouth about that game. I still have not purchased it, even with the alert saying it's £15, blah, blah, blah. I still haven't gone back to it. And it's probably because it's left a sour taste. Now, how much of a sour taste is it going to be in my mouth when a game that I've been looking forward to for 5 years is going to turn out to be an absolute piece of shit on day one?
I do think that even though Cyberpunk was buggy as shit, like your experience a week after, if you had just waited a week, would have been so much better. You are right.
Yeah.
You are exactly
Remember, I got
correct.
the furry version as well.
Yes, I know you got the version which is unplayable, but equally, the one thing that I think about Starfield is that they can't. Unlike other Bethesda games where they've kind of got away with the buggy mess, surely to God, this cannot be this. I would have thought this would be what has been expressly told to them. This has to be good.
Yeah,
like
Todd Howard's been cracking that whip.
Yeah, it cannot be buggy. It can't be. Like, this is Xbox's flagship.
Ben,
if the whole fleet sinks, if this isn't good.
Very good.
Okay.
Very good.
Okay.
Yeah, but like, we're going back to the fucking news story here, but like, for a start, there are like signs that it's not going to be ready, but also another worry is it's already been delayed, so therefore they can't delay it again, and therefore day one could be. We saw with Cyberpunk when they were told we can't delay it again. It needs to come out.
Right. You're right.
I'm going to be that person that says I think there's still going to be some issues with it, but not any game breaking things, and it's just going to be some light bugs that they can iron out once.
That's
it's
fine.
At
That's fine. Yeah,
but
I don't mind that at all, Kirk. In fact, I look the other way with them. That's fine. But do you know what? It's anything that's like super immersion breaking. So like Cyberpunk, it was the fact that everyone was furry. If you like break saves, that's game breaking for me. This game should not come out.
My hot take on Starfield is that they would have focused so much on the other things you can do that actually
the core
game
gameplay
ends up being quite boring. I don't want this to be the case. I want Starfield to be fucking amazing. I want to be Starfield the best game I've ever played, and I want to be so in deep on it. But I don't know. Because we know nothing about the game. Like, we only know about the extras.
Yeah.
They haven't sold anything really about what the core loop is and what kind of stuff. It's always just, you can build your ship and you can do this. You go to these 1,000 other planets. Oh wait, 80% of them have nothing on them. All this kind of stuff.
You can find out in 3 weeks. All right.
Yeah. I think Code's right. I think you're a bit grumpy today, Ben.
Yeah, so I apologise,
Ben.
but I kind of think that's maybe.
What? Okay. Well, what are you looking forward to, man?
Anyway,
what's going on?
I am looking forward to this month on the 26th of August. We have Armored Core 6 coming out. Now, I've never played an Armored Core game. It looks amazing. The previews from loads of people going out and playing it, they fucking loved it. Fighting Cowboy, he's one of my favourite YouTubers, fucking loved it as well. It looks insane. I think the videos and they are not backwards in coming forward to this. It's from Software, who I usually love their games. Like, if they release a new game, I'm usually all in. And so them bringing out Armored Core, it's definitely not one I will pass up. So yeah, I'm so intrigued by this to commit a lot of time. And also I hear that it's so fucking long. I hear it's like 50 hours or something. So yeah, a mech game which looks fucking solid, and yeah, I don't think From Software will let us down.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. I don't think it's either of you that interested at all in it, are you?
No, even slightly.
No, I don't know. Mech stuff. It's that's the kind of thing that starts. It's one of those genres that is just doesn't interest me in the slightest.
Daemon X Machina came out on the Switch, and I got the limited edition controller. I was all in on it. I was like, yes, this game should be fucking amazing. Luckily, they released a demo before the game came out. And I was like, this is fucking awful. This is so shit. Yeah, so I...
you got to be careful.
Still got the controller, though.
Yeah, it's fair enough. Obviously. I mean, Starfield might be a hunk of shit, but at least the controller's good. So
looks fucking great, man. It looks fucking great.
Controller, yeah.
I can't wait to see it when we come and visit in 2 weeks.
I'm the steal one because mine.
Yeah,
absolutely, yeah.
You steal anything, I'll fucking break your fucking dick off.
Oh, I'll swap it with my current one that's got what? Hang on, wait. What?
Yeah, you heard that. Right, shall I move us on?
I said I've got stick drift, not dick drift.
Very good, very good.
That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, for once you made a good one. I'm looking forward to Forza Motorsport. Coming October 10th.
Oh, God.
Yes, mashed potato man here. And if nothing else, It's just so I can see how good it looks in
in
real
photo
life.
modes. And then you're going to have that argument with Ben again.
No,
But
I'm
that's
not
weird
having that.
because famously the other week you said you weren't interested in it.
No, I'm interested to see how it plays and how it looks because it's the first proper next-gen racer.
But you're not interested in the game.
I will play it for a bit, and I'll see. The thing is, it might actually hook me in because I haven't played a motorsport for. I think the last one I played was not 7; it was 6, and then I got really into Horizon because it was a lot easier to pick up and play, a lot more fun, and that's what I enjoyed. And I kind of fell off the motorsport series, but this has got this could be a goodie. In my opinion.
I'm interested actually. It's just big game in it.
Yeah, big game coming out in 2
Game
months.
Pass.
Yeah,
Lovely.
Oh, I was going to say, it's going to be on Game Pass, isn't it?
Yeah, so we can.
Oh, I'll play that, yeah.
There you go. We can all eat mashed potato together.
We can all say, "Oh, this looks wonderful," or we'll do what happened with Gran Turismo and go, "Actually, it doesn't look as good as everyone says."
That's because it was made for PS4 as well. So
All
I
right,
don't know,
so that's 4 very well-known games we've named so far. So let me carry on that train and go Zoria: Age of Shattering.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
This is it.
Here we go.
This is where the real money is. Yeah.
To put it in perspective, right? We've got this huge doc with like all games coming out. This game didn't even make it onto that doc. I don't know how, because it's a list of all games coming out,
Yeah,
but it didn't make it on. It's coming out the 5th of October. It's a tactical, I've put ROG, but it's definitely an RPG. It's got turn-based combat, which I love. It has followers management. It has home base management and all that kind of shit. It's definitely my type of game.
That is an Eddie game.
Have you seen it?
Oh, let me take a peek at Zoria.
Zoria: Age of Shattering. It's been on my wish list for a while.
Age of Shattering.
And it even made the cull last week, so there you go.
Well,
I'll
actually,
be
it
honest,
doesn't look
it's
bad.
got like a cartoony aesthetic, but it's the fact that you've got not only the RPG elements, but it's got like management. The UI is really nice and clean. It's like linked to like games like Divinity and stuff. Like
Oh, it looks like
RPGs.
it looks like an ARPG. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
there you go.
Down
It's
with
like
that.
a,
Yeah.
like a Baldur's Gate of Age, really. Those kind of
Absolutely.
games.
Yeah. It's like yeah, very good. Okay.
Yeah, really looking forward to that, and I bet it will be cheap as well.
It'll probably be cheaper than Baldur's Gate 3.
Fucking hell, yeah.
And Eddie will still complain about it.
Yes.
Too right, sir.
Eking out that extra £2.
You know, the funny thing is, I also hate it when games come out on Game Pass. I feel it's too cheap.
I know what you mean because you don't give it the time because you're like,
Yep.
you just give it a try, and you go in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go in with the time. You try the game knowing you're not going to play it.
Yep.
Full time.
I thought that
completely
while
get that.
playing the campus game, whatever the fuck that was.
It's exactly the same. When I played Two Point Campus,
2 Point
I was like,
Campus.
I'm playing this tonight just for the podcast. I'm not doing anything
Yeah, and
else.
I'm done with it. I reckon I would probably pay like 10 quid for that kind of game. If I put £10
£10 much
push
as that.
down, I would be way more invested. I'd play it a lot more, and I'd probably enjoy it a hell of a lot more. But we're getting into the old mental ways of Eddie again. So, Ben, why don't we move on to your next one? Because
Yes,
your next one is definitely mine as well.
All right. Well, yes, I am going to get back into playing FIFA, or what it'll be called now will be EA Sports FC. So that's coming out on the 29th of September. No doubt there'll be an early pre-release, but I won't be paying for that. I'm going to get into the Ultimate Team. I'm going to get it on Switch because it's coming out on Switch and in the Frostbite engine. So it's the proper new game rather than like a Legacy Edition. I'm going to enjoy playing some FIFA or whatever it's called now in handheld. And back at it and see what's changed up this time compared to last time. I know we talked about it a couple of weeks ago because you've been playing the newer one of FIFA recently, Eddie. But yeah, you're looking forward to it as well, I take it.
Absolutely, yeah, really excited. I might play Ultimate Team, but it does stress me out a lot. You know what I was thinking the other day? It's like, we're talking about it on Switch. I think that might be a really fun game because, like, when I play FIFA now, it's sweaty. It's like
Yeah,
everyone.
I don't want to get too serious.
That's what I mean, and I bet the Switch players are not playing it for the seriousness of it. They're playing it for the fun of it. I think.
Would it be cross? Would it be cross play though?
No, we don't think it is, do we?
Yeah. It could be, but I reckon you might be able to turn it off. I'm banking on that, to be honest, because I think the handheld experience is different to if you're playing on a TV. I think you've just got a serious advantage. It's just not the same thing, is it? Okay. But you can obviously, as a Switch, you can play it on TV, so it is kind of the same thing. But I don't know, like I remember having FIFA 2017. I played it purely in handheld mode, and I played Ultimate Team, and I loved it, and I was competitive, and I was in like Div 4 or something. So obviously, probably not as much as if you put it on the fucking TV, but I really enjoyed my time with it. Didn't spend any money and just had a good fucking 25 hours or something. And that's all you kind of need. And then you have this game always as that dip-in game if you want, or play with your mates if they came round or something like that. Mm-hmm. Not that anyone comes around here, but you know what I mean.
Right. My last one is the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection, which comes out on October 24th.
Oh, very predictable, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's predictable, but it's I'm a predictable kind of guy.
You gonna buy that? Is there a collector's edition? You gonna buy?
There is no collector's edition. There is a physical which I will buy, but so far there is no special anything, which is bizarre.
That's
and
weird. That's weird.
Also, what this is just something I'm sure you guys will agree if you actually look at it. But from a design point of view, the fucking cover looks wank. There is no life to it whatsoever. Like it is so.
Let's
shit.
have a little gander at this.
Have a look at it and just tell me what you think. But ultimately, this is the first 3 games on one disc with the original Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 from the NES. It's dog shit, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's just got. Yeah, that's all.
But basically, I'm more than anything. I'm going to be over the moon to play Metal Gear Solid 1 again. But
are you,
or
is it going to be meeting your hero and it's going to be dog shit?
Yes, it is. Like when I go back to Oblivion every 2 years.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah. You can't.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Morrowind, Eddie.
Not Morrowind. You can't go back to Morrowind.
Oh.
I haven't played Metal Gear Solid 1 since probably the PS2 days. So
you are going to be.
You are going to be
your
so
image is going to be destroyed.
You are going to
oh my god, that is going to be so shit.
Potentially, but also it could be fucking fantastic. Who knows?
It's going to be such dog shit.
Oh god, please go straight from Forza Motorsport to that, please.
Yes.
We'll see what happens, but ultimately excited to see where what this is all about. So.
I can't wait for that excitement to just fucking piss into the wind.
I spent 50 quid on fuck all.
Is that 50, if that's 50 quid, that is.
I don't know how
tragic.
much. I don't actually know how much it is. To be fair,
things like that.
Please say it's 50 quid.
I don't know how much it is. You have to find out.
Pre-order $60.
What?
Oh.
Pre-order £50.
I might wait. I might wait until I can find
Mate,
until I can find it cheaper.
Painful.
Pre-order £50.
Because that is just preying on people's nostalgia. Then they're going to play it for 5 minutes and go, this is shit.
Not for me, yeah. This is unplayable.
It's like when GoldenEye came out on the Switch and everyone, oh my god, everyone losing their shit. GoldenEye's back. Mate, it's wank.
Oh, we can't play this.
This is horrendous.
I will instantly buy a collector's edition though if there was one.
Yeah, of course you would.
Also, it's 55 quid on Amazon. God damn it.
Jesus Christ.
No.
Right, Eddie, you got another AAA for us?
I'm not a AAA guy, Ben. I'm an indie guy. I've got War Hospital for you.
Oh, yeah. Tell us more.
Have you heard of this one? You might have heard of this one. Zoria, I'm fair enough. But War Hospital? No.
War Hospital. I can't say it's top of my list. I'll have a look up.
So, shoot not. For this, it's like a World War One hospital simulation game.
Simulation?
Yeah. Do you like how I got simulation in there? So basically, you run a World War One hospital. But you have all the like tools of you did in World War One. It's all about like managing with your resources, your upgrades. You manage the staff and assignments.
Just a heads up. Just a heads up. Don't type in War Hospital on Google Images.
Oh no, Ben!
Fantastic.
Oh yeah, now you've made yourself sad. But yeah, it's the aesthetics are really good. It's like kind of dark and gritty, as you can imagine. But the AI is really beautiful. It's all done in this like dark brown like kind of UI. It looks really, really good. It's also published by Nacon Games, whatever they are. They're one of the developers, Ben, that do the cross between the cycling games and the Blood Bowl games.
Oh right, okay.
That famous one. And of course they've done the Blood Bowl games that I love, so I can trust the publisher. Yeah, I think this game is going to be an absolute fucking gem coming out.
It does actually it looks artistically quite nice.
Yes, it really does.
But you very much are managing a war hospital, which is quite morbid, really, isn't it?
It is. But, you've got to save people's lives and stuff. It must be quite nice, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Okay, cool. War hospital.
I'm honestly really, really looking forward to this. I think this could be this genuinely could be my
game of the year. Game of the year contender.
Yeah, really do think that.
Fair enough.
I've never thought you'd said that. I never thought you would have brought that to the table, but I'm thankful that you did. So
how are you not surprised by my left field picks these days?
That's very Anyway, well, my last one. I haven't played the first one, but Detective Pikachu 2 comes out the 6th of October. It looks visually absolutely fucking atrocious. However, I am into Detective Pikachu. I like the film, and I like Pokemon, so yeah, one of the few Switch games that I'm genuinely interested in coming up. So yeah, 6th of October, Detective Pikachu 2.
Very nice. I've got one that I found that I think Pete will absolutely love. Do you mind if I bring it to the table?
Oh yes, bring it to the table.
I've got Endless Dungeon coming out on 19th of October.
An endless game.
Ben's already clocked on. Yes, Ben, it's an endless game, right? As in Endless Legend and Endless Space, and of course Endless Space 2, which Pete absolutely... Well, he loves all the Endless games. Yeah. So this game, Ben, is a roguelike tactical action game, like with isometric views. It's kind of got like the Ascent vibes to me, in my personal opinion. But of course, it's the Endless Universe.
What a find!
Published by Sega. Honestly, I think Pete's universe is perfect. The type of game is perfect for him. I think he will absolutely fucking love this.
Oh, that's very cool. What a good find. Yes. Looks pretty cool from the images.
And it does. It genuinely looks good. I think the UI looks fucking gorgeous. The roguelike elements are quite fun. Yeah, I think this. I even think if it wasn't £25, I think I would play this.
Right, very, very good. Well, we've got some honourable mentions as well, so I'll just rattle them off so that people don't think we're missing things. Baldur's Gate 3 console edition obviously comes out start of September, so a month after the PC release. Lies of P, the Souls-like game that's coming to Game Pass. A lot of people getting a lot of love for that game because it had a demo. People like that. So that's the 19th of September. Mm-hmm. City Skylines 2, Eddie, that probably interests you.
If I didn't love the other 3 games so much, that was on my list. In fact, I put it on my list until I remembered the other 2 on my wish list. So.
Yeah, it did look very good when it was shown off. So that's the 24th of October. Obviously, Spider-Man 2,
small
big game for a lot of people. On the 20th of October, I'm probably going to get it. But I don't want to get it. But I'll have the FOMO. I don't know. But Kurt, will you get it day one, Kurt?
No, I am not getting it day one.
Okay, you're holding strong, and I respect that. And I just don't know if I've got
I will have a
strength
talk with you next weekend, buddy. All right?
Yeah. Okay. We'll go through that. It sounded a little bit like it. I had to submit immediately through fear, but yeah. Okay. Then we have RoboCop Rogue City. It's supposedly coming out in September, I think. Have you guys seen this? It's
no,
first-person shooter, but you move really slowly. But it's RoboCop, and it actually looks like it potentially could be good.
Okay.
So So yeah, I mean, I caveated that so much, but yeah, RoboCop's coming out. Then we got Assassin's Creed Mirage on the 12th of October. The fucking big games do not stop. That's new Assassin's Creed game. It looks like old Assassin's Creed, like Assassin's Creed 1, 2, 3. Supposedly 20 hours, 15, 20 hours long, the story, which is mighty good. That sounds mighty good for an Assassin's Creed game when the recent ones have all been like 70 to 100 hours. So that sounds pretty fucking good. And then, of course, as we were saying earlier with the fighting games, Mortal Kombat 1 comes out 19th of September. Fighting fans eating good. Mortal Kombat 1 looked exceptional when it was shown off at
does look fantastic.
Summer Games Fest.
Yeah, Summer Games Fest. Yep.
Absolutely outstanding.
Just looking at this RoboCop and it does look pretty good. Yeah,
it's really good. And guess what? They're published by Nacon. Exactly.
Is it?
Nacon again. We've already established they make great games.
There you go.
They
publish great games.
I know we've just gone through all the. I've got like 5 games on my wish list that are saying coming 2023, but you know they're not going to come. Don't you?
Yeah, it's
if
one
they
of
haven't
those.
got a date by now, that's going to be pushed.
You can always assume they've got better things to be doing than updating their Steam page, so it's probably not going.
Well, Stalker 2 is supposed to be coming out this year. So same with Manor Lord. Those are 2 huge games supposed to be coming out this year, but
is it still supposed to be coming out this year?
Yeah, same as Night is Coming. I've got that one. That looks really good. But yeah, no dates.
Well, we do know that there are, and that's only the next 3 months. There's still November and December, as I mentioned earlier. December, Avatar, I think, is coming out. So there's loads more good games, but it is stacked. It's fucking stacked coming up, and I'm sure we've missed off loads. I'm sure people will be thinking you didn't mention my favourite game or whatever, but yeah, loads of good stuff. Anyway,
socials. I think you were going to seg that into the socials.
Yeah, I had no seg for it. Go on, give us a segue.
Well, I'm sure we didn't mention your favourite game, and if we didn't, why don't you tell us about it on... Why don't you do something like that?
Go on then.
Why don't fucking text us on...
Text us on 07...
Grumpy Gamers Podcast 24/7. Is that right?
365, yep. So you can also get us on Twitter as well as that tag on @GrumpyGamersPod and email us podcast@grumpygamers.co.uk. Or you can leave a comment on our YouTube video of this podcast, because you can also get us on YouTube and watch the podcast there if you wanted to have it on while you're working or something like that. So it's not many people do that though. So that's probably because we never mentioned that it's up on YouTube, but it is on YouTube, so you can get it there.
Is it on YouTube?
It's on the YouTube.
Cool.
Grumpy Gamers Podcast.
Clarifying.
Yes.
Lovely.
Right. Anyway, until next week, and Pete's probably going to be back then. So.
And I won't be.
And Kirk will not be here. He'll be cruising. Right. But until next week, it's GG.
GG.
GG.